Hi there, Chris from Stone Age Gamer here, and check this out. It's the Lego Game Boy. This thing just came out. I managed to get my hands on one. This is an empty box because I built it already. And so I thought it would be pretty fun to take a look at how we went from a pile of blocks to a really interesting looking Game Boy. Let's take a look. All right, well, this is it. This is the Lego Game Boy set. This is its box. Looks like it's the Game Boy itself, maybe a little stand. I don't know if that's in there, but you've got Mario Land and Zelda Link's Awakening. It's the back of the box, looking all neato. It's pretty nice packaging. It's not very similar to the original Game Boy's packaging, but I assume this is, this is obviously designed to be more like in line with Lego packaging. So I guess let's get started here and see what it's like inside. So looks like we got to poke holes with our fingers here. Oh, I don't like that. That does not seem to be... No, that doesn't seem to be working at all. What's going on there, Lego? I don't build a lot of Lego sets. Is this usually this difficult? Because I feel like... Okay, there we go. I feel like I'm kind of ruining things here, and it's just kind of coming apart this way, so I'm just going to do that. That was weird. Boy, they really don't build this to keep the box in great shape now, do they? Alright, let's see what's in here. And we've got bags of stuff. I'm familiar with Legos. I build Lego kits with my son and my daughter, and we don't build a ton of them. He likes to go more freestyle, honestly, but I'm familiar with the general process here. So we've got one. Oh no, come back. 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what appear to be Game Boy cartridges, and no numbers on that bag. Ooh, old screens. Okay, that's really cool. We're going to get to those. But let's start building this thing piece by piece. We've got the instructions. Hello, I didn't see you. Here's the decals for the Game Boy games. Those are pretty good looking. We're going to do a comparison afterwards. I'm going to grab my original Game Boy and the Mario Land and Zelda and see how they actually compare, but they look pretty legit off the top of my head. So I'm just going to open up the instructions, and we're going to, oh, look at you. So you can use the phone builder. I'm going to use this book, though, because I'm old. I like all paper stuff. Oh, look at you. You've got a whole situation here. All right, look at this. This is that's the original box and stuff. Oh, boy, look at you. So this is explaining what we're doing and why we're doing it. Holy cow, there's... The bits on the inside are all green and stuff to look like circuit boards. Okay, this is really cool. Wow. Here's a little bit of history of Super Mario Land, a little history of Link's Awakening. I love that it's just Link's Awakening, not DX. That brings me joy. Talking about the Lego, what do they call those? The remover pieces or whatever. We got a bunch of those laying around the house. Here's a picture of somebody way more organized than I building one of these things. Look at this turtleneck sweater he's wearing. That's really nice. I'm wearing a Phillies t-shirt. So I'm not nearly as cool as this guy. All right, so we're going to get started here with number 1. So let's grab bag number 1. I'm going to push these away. Here is bag number 1. I'm going to crack this open. We're going to pour all the pieces out. We're going to follow the instructions, and we're going to build it. There we go. All right, so this is what we just built with the magic of editing, and this is really freaking cool. So I didn't think we were going to start here. You get this little container, and it holds your screens, which is kind of neat, and it kind of works as a little stand here. So I figure we're going to put these in the Game Boy eventually, but look at this cartridge. This is so cool. It's got a little kind of slot, and you can see kind of bronze on the inside there. I'm going to take this apart so you can see what's cooking on the inside. Look at this. The parts are all like green and stuff. You got that's supposed to be the contacts. This is supposed to be the board. This is really cool. And I thought it was a little weird to put the sticker so close to the top, but yeah, it all lines up with the everything. The little Game Boy bit here. This isn't recessed, but I guess it's a Lego. It needs to be flat. Makes sense. But that is awesome. That is really cool. So there's Super Mario Land, and it goes on a little stand, which is precious. And now it is time to move on to bag number 2, so I'm going to move that right out of the way. We're going to grab bag number 2. Looks like we also need from the extra set here. Oh, look at you. I think we're building some Game Boy. That's a battery cover if I ever saw one. And this has got to be the screen, right? This has got to be related to the screen. And then we need bag number 2. So we'll go ahead and rip that open and pour out all of the lovely contents within. And bam. All right, so this was bag number 2. And look at this. We've got the... See, I guess I was just looking at it wrong. Yeah, this is the grating on the back. This is really something. Look at all this stuff on the inside. I don't know the insides of a Game Boy super well, but like all these bits in here seem to be lining up with like very specific, I don't know, parts of the motherboard. It's really fascinating to me. These bits were really interesting. Look how these go in. So you build these little doodads here, and they come with this little red part that sticks out, and it slides into this hole while the other one grabs in like a normal Lego part does. I'm a little concerned that these two are not even. I kind of feel like maybe I screwed something up, but I don't know. Looking at the pictures on the instructions seem like it's going okay, so I don't know. We're going to keep on trucking here, which means it's time for bag number 3. That would be this fella right here. I'm going to tear it open, pour out the contents. Let's see what we've got here. And bam. All right, so this is ridiculous. This is absolutely insane. You've got a D-pad, you've got buttons, and you've got to start and select. I'm going to do a real quick rewind here just to kind of show you how these work. Okay, look, I know I'm not done with step, whatever bag I'm on right now, I think 3, but this just impressed the heck out of me. So the D-pad works. Let me see if I can rip this apart to show you what's going on here, because I'm looking at this like, what are we doing here? So they gave you this, come on out, this little piece here that you just build the D-pad, and there's this rubber piece inside here, and it just rests on it, and as soon as you lock it in place with these other pieces, it becomes a D-pad. I mean, that is so cool. Okay, another quick pause, just because I did something that I didn't really understand what was happening. I put this rubber band on the back of it, and I'm thinking to myself, what on earth is this rubber band for? It's resistance for the buttons. It's resistance for the buttons. You made the little buttons and they push like buttons. This is tickling the ever-loving heck out of me. Okay, back to business. And yeah, that's the basics of it. I mean, it would have been harder to take this all apart and show it to you that way, so I kind of did it as I went. But wow, we've got the phone jack. So these are just little... Oh no, I dropped one. Here, I got a spare. They're just these little rubber circles that go in here, and they don't fall out unless you pull them out, but they work as the start and select buttons. How cool is that? All right, well, I guess it's time to continue. Let us move onward to... looks like we're ready to move on to bag number 4. So we've got bag number 4. Let's tear it open. Looks like this one's a bit less complicated than the last one. So here's all the business. And bam. All right, so here we are. It seems like we've pretty much... This is ridiculous. Let me see how well this can possibly come through. It's like lenticular, and you turn it and the Nintendo logo drops down. But I mean, look, we've also got the contrast on the side. It's a little dial. We've got the volume. It's also a little dial. It'll extend the link cable port. Oh my god, does this slide? The power slides on and off. It's even got a little bit of a snap to it. That's incredible. But apparently we're not done, because we've still got a whole other bag left. Yeah, sorry, I thought that was pieces falling out, but no, it's just fine. It feels like it's pretty much exactly the same size. I can't wait to compare this to my regular Game Boy once I'm done with the build. But this screen is hilarious because it's just as hard to see as the original Game Boy screen was. So all right, we're gonna get these extra parts out of the way here, move you over to the side, grab bag number 5. This is the last of it, right? This is it. Sorry, I had my fan on. I hope that didn't, come through too terribly on my microphone. Here we go. I'm going to dump out bag number 5, and let's see how this goes. Bam! There we go. So it had us build this little stand for the Game Boy, which is precious, and it had us build Zelda, which is also really cool. Check this out. Let me break this apart real quick so you can see. This one's different from Mario Land. This one has a battery. They actually put a Lego battery that you put in here. It's not an actual battery, it's a round Lego piece that's, you know, painted like a battery, but they included battery backup for Zelda because it had battery backup, which is crazy. Alright, so the instructions are now saying for me to slide the game in. So let's see what happens when we just slide the game in. Wow, it even like does a little clicky-do. It actually clicks in place, and there you go. And I guess you can take out these little screens to, like, here's the Mario Land. You can take out these little screens and put the different screenshots in. This is the Zelda one, which is Link and Marin on the beach, and Super Mario Land of him jumping up and getting a star. The little Chibibos running around on the bottom. This is really cool. Well, there you have it. That's the build. That seems to be it for the instructions here, right? Just kind of set it up on the stand. There's a list of all the pieces, and if you need support, there's your service info, and that's it. That's the Game Boy. So let's do ourselves a quick little comparison and see how these match up. All right, let's take a quick little look here. Let's start with the Game Boys themselves. So believe it or not, they actually kind of weigh the same. This doesn't have batteries in it now. Okay, so this one doesn't have batteries in it, and the weight is shockingly similar on these two. So you can see that the gray is fairly different. This is, you know, I mean, this one's not really very faded. This Game Boy's in pretty solid shape here. So the colors are not 100%. Like the D-pad you can see is a slightly different size. The select and the start are a little bit bigger. These are a brighter pink. But considering that it's a Lego Game Boy, it's really spot on. You know, you got your on and off thing here in the right position. The fact that it clicks like the original one does. So there's your extension cord, your EXT connector, right? So it's got this little thing that kind of matches the cover. It's not a perfect match. I don't want to pull this out because I'm going to lose it. I know me. But either way, you got your volume switch. Seems to be about the similar here. You know, you've got this little your speakers here. This is actually just painted on. These aren't ridged. Well, you know, that's a thing. The phones, headphone jack is down here on the bottom. It's even the similar shape with the little dot on the inside. You got a little, I don't know if you can actually see that, but there is a little hole in there. Obviously, it doesn't do anything. There's no electronics in here, but you could probably shove a headphone jack in there. And then on this side, you've got your well, look at that. This I was wondering about this thing. It looked familiar to me, and I couldn't remember what it was. It's the AC in. That's fantastic. And you can like adjust the volume here. Or no, sorry, that's the contrast because I can read. And then on the back, you don't have the you know, the serial numbers in the same place, a little bit bigger. You don't have any of the writing inside here, any of that information. This is all in the same place. It's, you know, ridged across the back, which is real nice. That doesn't come across to the sides, but you know, it is what it is. We've got the 1-800 number down here on the bottom. That does not have a sticker for that, which is kind of a bummer, but I feel like I understand it. I feel like there's probably some sort of legal reason they can't, you know, give out that phone number that doesn't really work anymore. But that's really cool. I mean, this is a Lego Game Boy. Look at the size comparison on that. That is almost identical. The original Game Boy you can see here is just a little bit taller than this fella, but really, it's Legos. Let's give them a little bit of slack. That's really flippin' cool. So now let's take a little closer look at the games. We'll start with Super Mario Land. So you can see that they're, let's see, they're definitely taller and thicker. So if you look at them lined up on the side, you can see that they've got just a little bit more height, and they are definitely thicker. But you're going for a pretty similar shape here, right? You've got this kind of ridge, I think is supposed to represent this here. It has these ridges painted on instead of actually being ribbed here on the plastic. The label itself, pretty spot on. The colors are odd. Like you can see some of the line work on Mario's face is thinner. Like this was, I don't want to say redrawn, but this is definitely remastered version of this artwork. But outside of that, you know, official, the Nintendo seal of quality is over here, made in Japan, the Nintendo logo, Super Mario Land. Like, this is all really spot on. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is pretty good stuff. This is really, really tight. Let's take a closer look at Zelda. Here we go. Link's Awakening, non-DX. And this seems to have the opposite situation going on. The black lines around Zelda are far thicker than they were on here. But again, you know, everything's right in the same place. Everything's right where it belongs. Nothing seems odd. Same thing as far as the actual cartridge size is what it is. But yeah, that's really, really cool. This is a very, very impressive facsimile of some really cool Nintendo stuff. And that is that. And there you have it. This thing is so cool. This is a very interesting design. I had a whole lot of fun building it. It took, I want to say, probably I made a couple of grievous errors that I had to go back and look at the instructions again to figure out how I messed up. So I think it took about just under 2 hours for me to do the entire build and like kind of get the camera in position to do the shots. I've never made a Lego video before, but this was a lot of fun, and it wasn't the most complicated build in the world. I've done some slightly more complicated, like the Mario Bowser airship I did with my son. That thing was nuts, but this is so cool. There's so many interesting little doodads and little nods to everything about the Game Boy in here. This is a really, really great thing, a really, really fun thing to do. Comes to the display stand. I love it. If you're a big Game Boy fan, a big Lego fan, I say you absolutely have to get your hands on one of these. And that is it. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what you saw here today, please follow, comment, like, subscribe, share, and let us know down in the comments. Did you get the Lego Game Boy? Did you get the Lego NES, the Atari 2600? Are you excited about that Genesis one, I think, that's coming out? I love talking about Legos. They're really cool, and I love talking about video games. Obviously, I work here. But anyway, that is it. On behalf of myself and all of us here at Stone Age Gamer, keep playing games.